That's right, folks. Don't touch that dial. Tom, the well-traveled American here. Once again, it is 7 January. Boy, we can't keep up with the news. Putin, the Bozo, says no. Trump says go. U.S. captures Russian ship out in the middle of the Atlantic. And apparently Mr. Putin tried to make that not happen by having his boys paint a big old Russian flag on that ship. And what did he say? He talked to the Donald and he said, and I quote, "Here it is. Yeah, unfortunately for Mr. Putin, he was listening to a different song. He was listening to a little bit of Kenny Rogers, and I think it kind of went like this.
You gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to hold up, know when to walk away, know when to run.
Yeah, we were holding all the cards, as Mr. Trump would say. So, yeah, I would really like to know, now that we have the Russian ship that fled Venezuela all the way over to the eastern end of the Atlantic over there, somewhere between Iceland and Ireland. Oh, by the way, yeah, we had some help. Can't take all the credit there. Mr. Trump had his buddies help out. Yep, that's right. NATO nations. Intense raid on Russian ship. Crew captured. But the big question really is, what the heck was on that ship? You know, they were following that ship with a Russian submarine. I guess the Russian Navy thought they'd scare us off. The mighty Russian Navy. What a bunch of losers. Yeah, what's actually on board the ship, man? How come we're so scared of having somebody get on that ship? Could it be drone manufacturing equipment? The entire gold supply of Venezuela, so you can buy yourself an apartment? Oh, wait a minute. Maduro doesn't need that apartment anymore. He's not going there. Spy equipment, anchor dragon stuff to rip up cables, bioweapons, chemical. What's the deal there? What's on that ship? We don't know yet. We may never really know. But I'll tell you what. You didn't get those European guys to come in on the deal after they've been screaming, oh, don't touch those boats down in the Caribbean, international waters and all that. You can't be doing that. It's not cool. Yeah, they jumped right in with both feet on this deal. You know why? Because there's something on that ship they're scared of. They got a problem with it. So I don't know what it is. And I'm not sure if we're really going to find out, but we are definitely looking at something that ain't right on that ship. And guess what? The hits just keep a-coming. First, old Putin, he couldn't help his buddies down there in Armenia. He was Ghost City when they needed a hand with their little problem with Azerbaijan. Nowhere to be found. Russian army, a ghost. Then I guess it was Bashar al-Assad's turn in the barrel. And Russia really helped them out a lot. Where's Bashar? Oh, well, he actually was smart enough to escape. He took a pile of money with him, and he's got a posh place over in Moscow now with his wife. I don't know how many others escaped with him, but, he's over there. Old Yanukovych, he escaped from Ukraine with a suitcase full of money, too. And, Maduro, he was a little slow on the draw. Instead of being a next door neighbor to Bashar al-Assad in Moscow, he's cooling his heels up there in New York City in a 5x9 cell, looking at charges for all kinds of stuff. I did a previous video on that. We actually charged him with machine gun possession, which I find to be utterly insane. I mean, the man had F-16s. Really? We're worried about machine guns? Don't think it's a big deal. So, you got to go back and look at that video if you haven't seen it. And by the way, I'll mention it now. I haven't yet because it's tiresome. But I guess I'm going to have to. you're going to have to click the little button at the bottom, say like and subscribe, because things are happening at a fast pace. I'll be making another video tomorrow for sure, because we got some other things to talk up out in Minnesota, among other things. And I don't know about you, but I think that the Ayatollah has been real estate shopping for an apartment up in Moscow. He's got one foot on a banana peel and another on the doorstep there in Tehran, if he's still there even now while I'm making this. But he's going to end up either at the bottom of a bunker, bombed, or perhaps in his luxurious apartment in Moscow, or perhaps maybe he'll be sitting in a jail cell down there in Jerusalem. I don't know. But he ain't going to be long for being the guy who runs Iran. Things are unfolding there in Iran very rapidly. I'll be talking about that probably tomorrow. Who knows? But I definitely got to do some Minnesota stuff here. So, that's 7 January. I hope y'all have a good night. I'm sure we'll wake up to some fresh news. So remember, subscribe and like. And I am out of there.